Welcome back to Grownfolk Talk with Patrice. Thank you for staying with us. So the truth of the matter is, the sad reality is, Gina, that we're going to lose loved ones.
Yes, we are.
Unless we go first, we are all going to lose people we love. And so there comes a time when we are going to have to be a little more supportive than others, depending on the situation. And I just think that it would serve everyone best. I hate to tell people what they must, but it would serve everyone well if we were a little more patient and understanding with people who are going through a journey that we don't understand.
Absolutely true.
Right? We can't rush people through things. What people want most, I think, when they are grieving is someone to understand. They may not be able to exactly get it, but people don't want to be rushed to put on a time limit. Okay, it's been X amount of years now, or weeks or days or months or whatever. We want to find out how people are feeling, where they are in their journey, because I suspect that a lot of times people don't move on as quickly as they would like to themselves, is because they are being suppressed. Their feelings are being suppressed. People are not allowing that. So they don't feel comfortable saying something to somebody who has said, oh, so you're still talking about that? Or you're still, or you know what I mean?
You're absolutely correct. And we do have to, I mean, people do heal. Like I said, we don't forget.
Right.
But we do heal.
Yes.
Just like any other life experience, you know, we're resilient. God made us this way.
Yes.
But I believe when it comes to grief, you know, people understanding that patience is absolutely necessary.
Yes.
In the grief recovery method, we call it be a heart with ears.
Be a heart with ears.
Be a heart with ears.
Oh, I love that.
Be a heart with ears.
A heart with ears.
You're caring and compassionate enough, but you're listening.
Right.
Sometimes people don't want you to say anything. They just want you to listen. Sometimes you don't have an answer.
Right.
That's okay. It's okay not to know, not to be able to give, you know, the type of response that they may need. People are going to tell you what they feel if you ask.
If you give them permission to, by being open to hearing it and not judging them.
Exactly.
Then they'll tell you
the
how
judging,
they feel.
the analyzing, and being told. That's a big piece of the sessions. We talk about that a lot. Because people say to us, you know, somebody came to me and they told me I should be doing it this way. Or somebody said to me, you know, I need to change the way that I address it. Like people, you know, I'm looking at you and come on, Patrice, now you're a much more outgoing person. I'm analyzing you now.
Right, yes.
And then, you know, I'm telling you what I think you should do. But I'm not inside of you.
Right, because death changes people.
Of course it does. And we were talking earlier where I was saying to you that my daughter, you know, I felt like I lost a piece of her.
Yeah.
She's still very alive and well and beautiful. But I know as her mother, because as much as she was grieving her husband, I was grieving my daughter.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes.
And when it happened,
your child suffer. Because she
telling
became
you.
your child all over again.
Exactly.
Because she was in pain.
She was. And I'll never forget the night that we got the call. I was hearing by myself, somebody had called me and said, you know, your son-in-law's been shot and your daughter's sitting in a pool of blood. That's what they said to me. So I thought they both got shot. So I'm screaming and screaming and screaming. So then the pastor said, no, your daughter's not dead. Now, this is all how I got see how the information came? So it took me into a crazy space.
Absolutely.
So the pastor said, no. And I don't think your son-in-law is dead. He just got shot. So this is all on the telephone. So I said, she's got my car. I'm trying to tell the person, she has my car, so I can't come to her.
Right.
And the pastor said, we'll come to you. So I put the phone down, I went in the bathroom and I washed my face and I was like, Lord, I can't do nothing with my daughter. I'm all messed up. Like, how am I going to help her?
Right.
And I just said, Lord, give me, like, take these natural eyes and these natural ears out of me and just lead me because I don't know what to do. This is my child.
Right.
Right. So she comes off the hill. She's in the car with the guy that came to pick me up.
Right.
And she's just rocking, like she's sitting in the front seat. So I jumped in the back and I put my arms around her. And all I heard the God say to me is that this is not your 30-year-old. This is your 3-year-old.
This is your little girl.
This is your little girl.
Right.
And I just started singing like songs that she knew from Sunday school. Right. And do you know she was humming? She couldn't speak, but she was just like, I was saying, Jesus loves little children. And she was just humming. So I looked down at her sneakers. She had on white sneakers. Their sneakers were this color. They were red. Where she had stood in the pool of blood. So I say all of that to say that how we find out the information, the people that are around us at the time, everything has an effect.
Yes.
Everything has an effect.
Yes.
And so if that is you, if you are dealing with someone who has lost a loved one or been through like I said, there are 40 different types of losses that you can experience in your lifetime. We're talking about death tonight, but there's divorce. Like I said, there's so many losses that we go through.
Right.
You know, be patient. You know, understand that person may not be able to articulate in that moment how they feel. They may not know. You know, be patient, be kind. You know, the judging, the analyzing, and trying to tell people how to grieve.
Right. Yes.
It actually causes them to just close up even more.
That's it.
It makes them angry.
That's how
it's going to do one of
their
two
healing
things.
process is delayed.
Exactly. And you'll be surprised if you just don't have a response and you just hold the hand.
Right.
You know, with my daughter, many times I had to learn how to recommunicate with the child that left my womb.
Yes.
How to talk to her, what not to say, I had to learn all over again how to mother my 30-year-old because the grief that affected her life changed all of our lives.
Of course it did.
You know,
because you love her.
Yeah, of course. You're watching your child.
Right.
I'm sure your mom and your parents, you know, everybody's looking, knowing you're the twin.
Yes.
And yes, you know, you have other siblings and what have you, but you were his twin.
Right.
And that means something different.
Yeah.
Not that your love for your brother is any different.
No, definitely
it's
not.
just
My siblings loved him as much as I did.
Exactly.
It was just a different bond.
Exactly. And people have to be okay with that too.
Yes, that's right. That's
And understanding enough to say, you know what, this is how she's handling the loss of her twin.
Yes.
He's my brother, but he's her twin.
Right. Yes.
Still my brother, but
That's
there's a different relationship.
Yeah. And then, you know, you're watching your parents grieve. You know, I can't imagine the pain because I know how much pain I was in.
Right.
That was their son.
Exactly.
So, we have to meet
so that's another relationship. It's another level of grief that we wouldn't understand because we're not.
That's right.
We weren't his parents.
That's right.
And everybody has to be okay with the relationship that each individual in that household had or did not have.
That's right.
With that person.
That's right.
And so I believe that, you know, people are being healed. People are getting help. You know, I sat on a couch. No shame in my game.
Yeah.
What mother could I be to my daughter if I didn't get the help that I didn't know what to do? I didn't know how to help my child.
And you couldn't have been prepared for it.
No way.
You could have never been prepared for it. So you just said there's help and there's hope.
Yes,
there's
absolutely.
Help and there's hope. There's not a journey that someone has to go on or learn. A lot of times too, we have to, it's the things that we say sometimes we think are helpful that for me, I find offensive. This is just me oh, he's in a better place. Where exactly is that better place? Perhaps he is. That's not comforting to people who are grieving. Or God had a better plan for him. Someone said to me, God needed another flower for his garden, so he took your brother.
Mercy.
I said, God makes flowers. Stop talking stupid. Like you know, you get angry.
But people, like I said, they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So they say what's been modeled.
What they've heard
is that modeled behavior.
Yes.
You know, but I do believe that people can be taught what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. People are being trained.
Right.
You know, so if you're a coach at Sunday school or you work with children, you know, if you don't know what to do with that grieving child, get some help and learn how to.
So how do they get in touch with you to get that help, ma'am?
Sure, they can call our office at 296-0016.
296-0016. And the office is called,
it's under Gina Spence Productions.
Okay.
Aria Bean is our director at the board level. We have a family counselor. We have 2 other counselors that work with the families. And I say to people, we do grief.
Yes.
That's our, like, I guess, scarcity to sexual abuse.
Yes,
we are to grief.
Okay.
However, you know, because our counselors, our team is so well versed, if something else shows up in your grief, we are more than able to help
to address that.
Yes,
because then there are layers.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely. Or they can even email us, you know, at info@GinaSpenceProductions.com. Some people, and then if they go on our website, they can take a look at what we do.
Okay.
It tells you the 4 weeks for the grief one-on-one sessions, the group sessions. We work with individuals. We work with church leaders. We do call outs. So if somebody dies suddenly and a family or team or community is impacted, we do all of those things specific to grief.
Okay.
And we're going to be in the new year going on the name change.
Okay.
To reflect all of the things that we're doing now as an organization.
Okay, you're not sharing the name change yet?
No, not
yet.
yet.
Have to watch out then. So I've gotten a lot from our conversation, but one of the biggest things so many. One is be patient. Let's be patient with those who are grieving. Whether we agree with how they are grieving or not,
Exactly.
doesn't matter. It's their grief. It's their journey.
Grief is individual.
Grief is individual, and just because they're not handling it as we did, or we would, or we think we would, we must be patient. We must be patient and be careful of the things we are saying to them that's kind of pushing them away more. And I remember people saying, "Oh, you need to be happy on your birthday. Your brother will want you to be happy." And I said, "Did he tell you that?"
Exactly.
And they said, "Oh no, did you know him?" No, no. And I found myself getting rude, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
But I found it offensive, and maybe they meant nothing by it. But be very careful with saying things that may not be of comfort
Words have power.
to the person. They
Words
do.
have
They
power.
absolutely do.
And you can't take them back.
No,
you know?
right.
And sometimes I say to people, you know, when I'm dealing with families in particular, that like, you know, we were doing a session and one of the sisters said, you know, well, you just need to, and I said, sweetheart, let your sister talk.
You just need to.
Yeah, I said, let her be her authentic self. And she just dressed back. And when her sister spoke, guess what her sister said? She says, I wish I could be as strong as you.
Wow.
I wish.
Wow.
So she wasn't even, you know, she just had to hear.
Yes.
And so I said, so what is it about your sister that you think, you know, you see as strength?
Right.
And she says, you know, she's a good listener. And so her sister was like, man, if I would have cut her off, I wouldn't have gotten the information.
She wouldn't have gotten
So I said, so maybe the two of you may want to just hang out a little bit. You know, so you're finding ways to manage your grief and not judging, comparing, or analyzing each other's grief.
Right.
Very important.
And I think we're all guilty too of dropping off after, you know, when the death happens, the phone ring and the people are there, the food is coming, all of that, then all right up until the funeral and everybody's supportive. And then the day after we may check on them and then it drops off because life goes on. That's the truth of the matter. Our lives may be affected, but life goes on for other people. Not everybody is affected by the death of our loved ones.
Exactly.
And I remember, like, even when my dad died, I remember feeling like the day of his funeral, and I felt the same way when Patrick died. Like, why is everybody so happy? Don't they know what's happening today? No, they don't. It is not the problem, right?
Exactly.
I remember feeling like you feel like everybody should be grieving with you. The truth is, they are not going to. Everybody is not going to.
They didn't have the same relationship.
They didn't.
And
That's
the
it.
thing about relationships is that relationships change over time.
Yes.
Sometimes they get better, sometimes they do.
That's it.
You know, but we just encourage people, you know, to don't sit on your grief.
Right.
You know, it's very important that you know yourself.
Yes.
You know how much you can take.
That's right.
I mean, sometimes it gets in a very serious and a place where you need help.
Yes,
you must
right.
Get
That's
help,
it. That's
you
it.
know, and it's okay to get the help.
Oh, it is. And it's okay not to be okay, right?
Exactly.
It's okay we cannot, sometimes you get people who say, oh, no, I'm fine. Oh, no, I'm good. And really they're screaming inside, but they're saying, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to say today is not a good day. I'm not having a good day.
It's fine to do that.
It is. My friend, I am so grateful for you, and I thank you for your wisdom and your knowledge, and I thank you most importantly for what you're doing for our community.
Thank you.
We need you, and we thank you. You keep going and let us know about your name change and everything else. And if you need help with supporting someone through grief or help with your own grief, please contact Dr. Gina Spence-Virgil. The number again,
296-0016 or info@GinaSpenceProductions with an S on the end, .com.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All the best to you. And thank you so
Patrice.
much.
It was a pleasure.
Indeed it was. Despite the topic, great information. We're learning. We're growing.
We're all learning and growing together.
So come back and grow with us some more on Grownfolk Talk with Patrice. Take care.